Morning, everybody. How's it hanging? I guess it's not gonna be morning for much longer. 11:07 here in SoCal. Big day today. Big day. We got the Smash update dropping later. I think this afternoon or this evening. Usually for me, it's around 6 o'clock when they come. Min from ARMS. For anybody who played that game, I'm talking to the 6 of you. Yeah, so Sunday's normally my chill stream day. And then Monday is Breath of the Wild, and then let's see, Tuesday's usually like whatever game I'm working through at the time. And then Wednesday is just whatever day comments or chat ones, or whatever game they want. For now though, it's just gonna be chill stream today, and we're probably gonna do Breath of the Wild tomorrow, and we might pick something on Wednesday. I'm in between games right now. We might play Sakura Wars on PlayStation 4. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if Streets of Rage arrives tomorrow or today. I have that one ordered. It's shipped already. We'll do an unboxing, and actually, you know what? Let me just check real quick. Let's see how far it is. Pre-orders. There we go. All right, let's see. Okay, so it says it should come by the end of today. That's nice. So probably Wednesday we'll definitely have it. We'll definitely have it, and we can play through that. Oh, it's too bad I don't have a converter for my fight stick. It'd be cool to play on an arcade stick. Okay, I don't need this. Close that. Alrighty. Man, it was cloudy yesterday, cloudy today. Nice weather for this type of activity. Went to the beach yesterday. It was cold as balls. I think it started raining at the end too. Let's see. This week I need to go and get my Pokemon Emerald fixed, because I just heard last time I was at my local store, I heard that this game just shot up in value because of the pandemic, possibly, but you know, people just want to play it, I guess. Good old Pokemon Emerald. Look at that. Beautiful. I paid $30 on eBay for this maybe 4 years ago. Was it 4 years? It couldn't have been 4 years ago. Let me think. 3 or 4 years ago. It's not that long ago. Yeah, dead battery, of course. You know, you come to expect that type of thing from when you're buying a used Pokemon game. In fact, I was just talking with a teammate of mine about save dumping, especially these old Pokemon games, because the thing is, you know, I'm probably gonna get roasted for this, but you know, hold on a second. What the heck? Oh shoot, here it is. When you, oops, damn it, too much junk in here. When you buy, like, used Pokemon games, like, more often than not, they still have the save data on them. And sometimes, like, there's just really funny stuff on here. Like, they'll just name the main character, like, weirdest thing. Like, I think my playthrough with my buddy Daniel, who was streaming with us a couple days ago for the Smash announcement. I think we what did we name our What did we name our character? I think we named him like Leaky P or something. Ah. Yeah, anyways, yeah, when you get these, this is somebody's memories, so you don't have to save it. It's not like, oh. But if you were to like buy this off a friend or get it off a friend, I mean, before you, that's the thing about Pokemon games. They're so expansive and massive. Like, there's only really enough space for one save file, so that's why there's only one save file. The save file stays with the cartridge, It's all saved in the RAM of the cartridge. So, for example, like, well, that's one Pokemon Yellow. This Pokemon Yellow I got from a very good friend of mine, and he lent it to me. I need to bring it back to him when I finish someday, but I'd like to, before I actually play it, I'd like to have his, save file on a, saved somewhere on a file. I mean, I'm most likely not going to reflash his save file on here and play through it because it's his save file, not mine. But, it's a nice thought to kind of have, someone's save file saved on, like, a particular memory stick. Almost like this is weird to talk about because none of my friends who I've bought these off of are deceased, but it's kind of interesting. You have like a little, I don't want to say graveyard, but like memorial almost for people's save files, just so the information, the raw data of their memories of playing through that game are not lost. They're somewhere stored physically. So I don't know, I always kind of like the idea of that. I'm looking into getting one of these. Here we go. Let me share my screen. There we go. One of these. This is a GBO1. Apparently this is one of the best ones out there because it's got the software. It's got purpose-built software. The UI is really nice. When you plug a Game Boy cartridge in here, it comes up and it gives you a little blurb about the game. Most cases, it allows you to play the games through an emulator on your PC. It also allows you to download the ROM as well as download the save data, which is really nice. Plus the thing itself, like, yeah, there's no casing. I'm not a huge fan of just open. What do you call it? Open PCBs. Like when I built, when me and my buddy built my RetroPie here. Oops. It didn't have this nice black case that I got for like $2 on Amazon. Let me see if I can take it apart actually. Oh, I don't want to break it because it is really cheap. Well, the casing is. The RetroPie is not as cheap. Oh, shoot. I totally almost snapped that off. Actually, no, I think it's okay. How did I get this in here? Yeah, okay, that's able to come off. Come on, don't break. There we go. Okay. So shoot, how do you pull this out? That's what you get when you buy a really cheap, crappy case. Easy to go in, but it's hard to take out. This is a really boring stream right now. Sorry, guys. It's kind of last minute for me, but there we go. Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, normally I'm not a huge fan of stuff like this, just a raw PCB, because when you buy most people's RetroPies are just this. They're just kind of their own thing, their own little PCB. which, you know, it's fine. It's gonna be just fine. But it's nice to have things in casings. Now, granted, this one has this one's has a lot more components than, say, this one. This one's a bit smaller because that one doesn't have a process. Well, I think it does have a processor, but it doesn't have a. No, I think it's right. It doesn't have a processor on it. It's basically just the reading function of the Game Boy. Probably the Game Boy Advanced system. It would have to be, at the very least, it'd have to be the Game Boy Advance, because that one is the one that's backwards compatible. Dang, can I speak English today? That's the one that's backwards compatible with all of the Game Boys. Honestly, though, I wonder if the Game Boy Advanced was the most backwards compatible, because you had Game Boy Advance, you had Game Boy Color, and then you had classic Game Boy games. It could play all of them. That's three systems. Oh man, how the heck did I get this in here? Okay, maybe this goes in first. That looks like it could be. Alright. Because, I mean, think about it. You have the Wii, which could play Wii games and GameCube games, if you got the Wii that had the ability to do that. Some Wiis did not, which I think is, I don't know why Nintendo would do that. Maybe, you know, I think it was cheaper actually to produce those. Because the way it works is it's not an emulator, it's actually a GameCube processor inside of the original Wii. Anyways. Yeah, so you have the GameCube, the Wii. The GameCube wasn't backwards compatible. Though, oh, you know what? I forgot one very important point here. Theoretically, and I don't own a Game Boy player. I almost wish I did, to kind of try this out. I have a friend that does. I'll ask him about it. But if you were to attach the Game Boy player to the GameCube, then I think theoretically you could play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced, and GameCube games on the same system. I think technically that counts. You guys can let me know in the comments if it does. That should count. Let's see, what else? Okay, the Wii had the Wii and the GameCube. PS2, I think the PS2 was a little backwards compatible with the PlayStation. I don't own any PlayStation games. If I want to play them, I'll just emulate them, because I don't want to deal with another. PlayStations are freaking huge. They're big consoles. Nintendo consoles are small, so they're easy to fit, but my goodness, my PS2 and my PS4 are just massive in comparison. Let's see, so I think the PS3 was backwards compatible with the PS2 games that had the red label. The PlayStation Classics, I think it was. No, Greatest Hits, I think. Yeah, the Greatest Hits one. Let's see. Okay, so the Wii was backwards compatible. I didn't used to think that this was the case until my friend who has a Wii U told me, but the Wii U was backwards compatible with the Wii. If I had known that, I would have bought a Wii U instead of a second Wii for streaming, but, oh well. What the heck is this? Go away. I'm trying to freaking stream here, dude. Why is that in this? Man. I'm trying to keep my royalty-free music clean. This guy's trying to steal my thunder. Okay, where was I? So the Wii U. The Switch is not backwards compatible with anything, however, and it doesn't have a virtual... No, does it? I don't know. Is the Switch's SNES and NES online? That's not a virtual console, is it? Maybe it's an emulator. No, it might just be the digital version of those games. So, I wouldn't call that backwards compatible because, like, let's say I wanted to play a game that wasn't on that list. Like, let's say I wanted to play, I don't know, Let's see. I think Astronaut Missions, just some weird offshoot game. It was a game I played when I was a kid. It was like you had to like click the A button at like the right time, and that represents like a successful maneuver or something. Anyway, yeah, if I wanted to play something like that, I'm kind of out of luck because it's not in the catalog of the Switch Online. Plus, you have to keep paying for that, like 20. Okay, not much, $20 a year, which is like here. Let's see how much that is per month actually. Calculator. 20 over 12. It's gonna be like $1.66, $1.67 per month, compared to PlayStation, which is like $60 a year, 3 times as expensive. Although you could make the argument that the quality is a lot better. Nintendo Switch Online is so... Well, maybe it's just Smash. I don't know much about, like, Splatoon. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we've covered all those, and then... Oh yeah, the Switch is not backwards compatible. Going back to the handhelds. The PSP is not backwards... Well, it's a PSP. There's nothing before it. The PS Vita is not backwards compatible. But this, the PlayStation TV, probably one of the weirdest pieces of hardware I've seen. Like, it's just very... This thing is bizarre, like, just holding it. Because it's got a HDMI slot, one USB slot, one Cat 5. It's got a memory card slot, micro SD, and then it's got a slot for PS Vita games. Now, as my understanding goes, not every single one of them had this slot here for PS Vita games, and this device can't even play every PS Vita game. There's a special list of all the compatible PS Vita games, which is kind of a bummer, because some of them that aren't compatible, it doesn't really make sense why they're not compatible. But the nice thing about this guy is this is actually hackable. There's a lot of people out there that know how to, and you can look it up on YouTube if you're more interested in doing this type of thing. But you can actually download like a little hack or a separate program or something that launches these programs from inside this that will kind of bypass the thing that says, oh, you know, this device can't play that, you know, because it doesn't have the touch controls or motion controls or whatever. So theoretically, if you wanted to play, like, I don't know, the Jak and Daxter trilogy on here, from the PS Vita, I think it came out on PS Vita, as well as PS3, you could. It would just take a little bit of work, which a lot of times is how these things go. But, yeah, I wouldn't call this backwards compatible, because they didn't make any games specifically for this system. This was basically designed to be like a miniature PS3 almost. You know, you can download games on here. This was actually supposed to be, I guess, the first digital-only console, if you think about it. I never thought about it like that. The first exclusive, yeah. That's actually a reasonable point to make. This, the PSTV is probably the first all-digital console ever made. Assuming you got the one that didn't have the PS Vita slot. I think there was one that didn't have it. I think there was a version. But, yeah, this guy can do some pretty neat things. If you have really good internet, you can stream your PS4. Like, let's say my PS4 is in the other room, connected to the living room TV, and I've got this in my room. If I have really, really insanely, ridiculously fast internet, which I do not have, incidentally, if you can tell by the crappy quality of my stream sometimes when two of my brothers are playing games or something, I'm trying to stream. Theoretically, if you had really fast internet, you could play your PlayStation 4 in the other room connected to this guy. So that's kind of a neat piece of technology. But yeah, I don't really have a ton of... I bought like one PS Vita game that I knew was compatible with this just to kind of test it out to see how the system got. I bought this off a friend. He was selling like a whole lot of things. And this particular piece of hardware is actually pretty expensive these days because everybody wants it because it's hackable. So he only wanted like, I don't remember, it was like $40-50 for the whole lot. It came with a bunch of stuff too, so I was like, sweet, I'm gonna pick that up. Refurbish a lot of the things. Came with like an old Game Boy Color that I cleaned up, and a lot of it was in really good condition. So if you're watching this, I don't know your handle, but I guess SFX, possibly. Yeah, if you're watching this, thank you. I'm still taking good care of everything. It's great. Anyways, so yeah, that one wasn't backwards compatible. I don't know much about Xbox as far as backwards compatibility goes, and I'm probably gonna skip PC, even though technically, PCMR, right? The PC is, technically speaking, backwards compatible with everything, as long as you have an emulator. Like, you just need hardware that can, to legally do it, you just need hardware that can read cartridges and CDs and whatnot. To dump the ROMs onto your computer, or if there's ROMs on your computer by other means, then, not gonna say anything about that. It is what it is. Point being, when the ROMs are on your computer, as long as you have an emulator, you can play literally any game from almost any generation. Theoretically, it's possible with current gen, like PS4 and upward. I think in the future it'll be doable with the PS5, because apparently the PS5 is like out of this world as far as the stats go. Yeah, so the PS4 was not backwards compatible, which is kind of a bummer, because, like, oh man, I got mine. I got my PS4 Slim at a really low price, because I was a broke college kid and I couldn't afford anything else. One of my friends at college actually hooked me up. He was like, yo, man, my friend's selling his PS4 Slim, and I told him that you would be interested, and I can get you, like, a good deal. I think I paid, like, $160 for it, I think. So I split it with my two brothers, because I was broke as frick back then. And, that was our first, like, current-gen console. Because before that, like, we had a Wii, but we had it, like, way later. We had, like... Actually, well, if you count the 3DS, I had that when it was current-gen. The thing is, like, a lot of my family lives in Europe, so whenever they would, like, give us money and stuff for Christmas when we'd go over there, like, we would, like, wait, hang on to it, and then, like, come back to the States and turn it into dollars. Because the euro, they treat, like, a euro like a dollar over there. Like, if something costs, like, $30 in the States, it costs 30 euros over there. But the thing is, like, if you take 30 euros and you convert it into US dollars, it's more than $30. It's like 30... It's like 33, 34. No, that can't be right. So, let's see. I think it's a 125 to 1 ratio. So, whoops. Let's see, 125 times 30. It's just about 37. So instead of getting $30, you're getting 37.5. So whenever we'd get like a certain amount of euros, we'd be like, let's take it home and buy video games, guys. So me and my brothers would do that. That's how we got our 3DSs. 3DS was cool because it was backwards compatible with the DS. The DS Lite was backwards compatible only with the Game Boy Advance, which was a bummer. Now, I think this is the case, but I think the original DS was also just backwards compatible with Game Boy Advance. I don't know if that particular DS was able to play Game Boy Color and Game Boy Classic games. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to ask. I have a friend that has one. I'll have to ask him. Or we could just Google it now. And I cannot be lazy. I'm waiting on a good friend of mine to come and he's gonna help me explain a little bit better about the new Melee mod that just dropped. This is really big news for the Melee community. A lot of people are really, really excited about it. I'm kind of excited too because I like the technology behind it. That's probably going to happen a little later on. He's probably still asleep right now, but I told him yesterday about this, so he'll get on. Hopefully. It'd be kind of embarrassing if he doesn't. I'm sure he'll come through. Let's see what we're going to check. Oh, yeah. Was the original DS able to play Game Boy Color games? Let's see, because if it can play Game Boy Color, it can play Game Boy. Oh, no, I guess not. Yeah, I guess the original DS as well as the DS Lite were only compatible with the Game Boy Advance. That's kind of a letdown, but I get it, you know. You know, actually, I wonder who, I wonder if there's a way, because the thing is, like, the way that it's my understanding, the way that the Game Boy slot works on the DS Lite is, it's essentially got the same number of pins as a Game Boy Color. So theoretically, it should work if you modified the case a little bit. I'm not gonna mess with mine because this is the only one I have and it has childhood memories attached. But yeah, you know, that's weird. Because if you look on the inside of this, there's a little piece that prevents you from putting one of these in, as opposed to a Game Boy cartridge. Let's see. How's this guy shaped? Yeah, so if you look here, it's got these little corners. Actually, let me try to do this. It's got these corners on the side here. Ah, dang, this stupid camera won't focus. Right here, like this corner on the edge here and here. The Game Boy Classic does not have those. And the thing is, in the Game Boy Advance, it's actually shaped so you can only fit Game Boy Advance cartridges in there. But I wonder if you were to modify the the DS Lite body. Like, if I wonder if I was able to take this apart and kind of sand these two little nubs down. Here, let me let's get some light in there and take a peek. Yeah, I'd have to cut all the way down there. It'd be tricky to get in there, but theoretically, I wonder if it would work. I wonder if anyone's tried that before. Because I feel like theoretically it should work. Yeah. You'd have to basically just take off this plastic piece. I'll have to do some more research into that. But if that's possible, then that'd be really nice, because I don't want to drop $300 on or I guess $100 on a Game Boy Advance SP. Because if I get one, I'm gonna get the AGS 101, because you already know that's the best screen to play Game Boy games on. Yeah, that's bizarre. I bet you the reason they did that was because they were planning on going digital with the 3DS, because they wanted to. It's possible. It's just speculation, but it is possible that the reason they did that was to kind of encourage people, like, oh, your Game Boy's broken, and you want to play Pokemon Yellow or Blue. It's okay. Just buy the digital version on the DSi, because the DSi was the first one with, I think, the e-store. Yeah, I wonder if that's possible. I wonder if there's something in the software that can tell the difference between a Game Boy game and a Game Boy Color game. Because essentially they both start up the same on like a Game Boy Advance. I don't see why there would be an issue. Here, let's. Oh, I don't want to mix up these Pokemon Yellows because one's getting sold and one belongs to my friend, and yeah, I think it's that one. Yeah, let's try with Pokemon Blue. I don't see why it wouldn't work, honestly. Okay, I see. Sorry, this stream's a little slow right now. This was kind of a last-minute stream, but happy to be hanging out. What is that? Okay, let me grab my tweezers. There seems to be some debris in here. Oh, okay, I see. Maybe it was a mistake in the... I'm actually very curious if there's a mod that will allow the DS Lite to play Game Boy games. If anybody knows anything, like, that would be a really good mod to do. Because the thing is, the way that the it's my understanding the way that the DS Game Boy, the butthole of the DS for Game Boy games, it's my understanding the way that works is similarly to the Wii being backwards compatible with the GameCube, because it has a GameCube essentially inside of it. I almost wonder if the DS has a Game Boy inside of it. Or if it... Oops. Stupid thing. Or if it uses the... maybe it uses an emulator and just reads the cartridge. Because it should work. The only thing is there's just two little things on the inside of the case here. I don't want to do it on my DS. You know what? I think my brother has a broken one. I think he has a broken one. I might be able to ask him about it. Yeah. Oh, I wonder where that would be. Because it would be so cool if I could just go in and mess around with one. See if I could get it to work. Oh, I hope he didn't throw his away. I'm going to ask him real quick. I'm going to be right back. Give me like one... Sit back and enjoy the music. I will be right back. No luck. That's okay. It might be in the garage. I'll have to ask my dad to help me out a little later. But, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do some research on that. We can do research now while we're waiting on my friend here. Let's see. For games. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Here's a subreddit post already. Let's see. This guy says, as far as I'm aware, the only thing stopping a Game Boy game from being inserted into the GBA slot is a plastic notch inside. Okay. If that's removed, would it just read it? What would I need to get it to run? I've got an old GBA that doesn't turn on. Could I take something from that and stick it in? So this guy says, no, it has to do with the CPU. Ah, dang, that's the worst. The GBA was made with the intent... Okay, so I see. The GBA was made with the intent to be backwards compatible. The same deal with the DS. The GB Micro didn't even have the support for its predecessors. It was a cost, space, efficient choice. Okay, so it's missing some processors, basically. Yeah, so basically you would need to put an emulator on your DS Lite, it looks like, for those backwards compatible. Yeah, it must be that the Game Boy Advance probably just has the processors for the Game Boy Color as well as the Game Boy Classic. Probably just the Game Boy Color, honestly. It probably has those processors on the inside. Because if you look at this, as compared to like this, I don't know, I feel like there's a little bit more space, almost, to put processors between these two, you know? Because you have, hold on a second. Because this guy, you know, you just have this space down here maybe, and on the back. It's taken up, because the cartridges were so big, and it would fit the entire cartridge back here, as opposed to this one, the cartridge is a lot smaller. So there's more space to mess around and kind of, you know, put different things in there. Man, that's kind of a bummer, though. I was hoping I could mod my DS Lite, but it makes sense. It makes sense why that wouldn't work. Rats. Well, I will say this, though. Buying the GBO1 is somewhat expensive. It'll cost me around $60. Well, 60 euros, which is like $70. Which is about what I would pay for... That's like on the low end that you'd pay for like a Game Boy Advance SP. An AGS 101 Game Boy Advance SP. That's the one with the brighter screen, the one that everyone wants. The only difference is with a GBO1, you can load and save, or you can, load and save files and ROMs. So it's a nice piece of hardware. I'm just kind of bummed it doesn't have a casing. There's other versions of it out there. There's like the Retro Boy and the... Let me see what my friend told me about. Let's see. Flash Boy Cyclone, I guess. I don't know. I'm always hesitant to go with like third-party stuff because like I don't know. I like to play it safe when it comes to these things. I'll try to stick with the tried and true hardware. Even though the website for this looks kind of sketchy, like this blue here. This is like the blue that you would see on a blue screen of death. It's very ominous. But the software is so good, though. And you can save your Game Boy camera pictures. Man. I don't know. I'll have to think it over. Depends on a lot of things. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, That's good to know. So if anybody out there is thinking of modding your DS to play Game Boy games, it's not going to work, unfortunately. I am just as disappointed as you. Anyways, before we got on that tangent, where was I? Backwards compatibility. Yeah, the 3DS backwards compatible with the DS. DS backwards compatible with the GBA. DSi not backwards compatible in the slightest. Although, you know, you could argue that it's just an upgraded version of a Nintendo DS Lite. Yeah. I think that pretty much covers it. It pretty much covers all the, Here we go. Pretty much covers all the, backwards compatible systems. So yeah, I think the Game Boy Advance, or the Game Boy, okay, the Game Boy Advance family, the Game Boy Advance SP, not the Micro. The Micro was not backwards compatible. Yeah, GBA and GBA SP, both of those, I think, had the most backwards compatibility out of any other console, really, if you think about it. I don't know about, I'm not sure about SNES and NES. I feel like there would be no backwards compatibility between those two. But, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, like, I'm so happy that the PS5 is going to be backwards compatible. I know a lot of people were hoping that it would be backwards compatible with the PS3 and the let's see, the PS3 and the PS2 and PS1. You know, I get it. I get that people wanted that. I kind of wanted it too, but at the very least, I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, man, I wish it was backwards compatible with the PS3, because that's the only system I don't have covered, basically, for PlayStation. But I was thinking, like, you know, at the very least, I'm glad it's backwards compatible with the PS4, as opposed to not backwards compatible at all. Because the thing is, like, yeah, a lot of people have really expansive PS4 libraries, and nobody wants to lose that and be like, oh, well, here's my new system. Because a lot of people have to sell their old systems to be able to afford the new ones. Yeah. Sure is a nice day today. Anyways, I gotta go get my Pokemon Emerald fixed. Because I was at the retro game. I think I already talked about this. Sorry, but I was at the retro game store the other day, and they told me, they're like, yeah, you know how much your Pokemon Emerald's worth? I'm like, what? How much is it worth? I paid like $30 for it back in the day. And she was like, it's like $100 game now, and I'm like, oh shoot. Meanwhile, I'm remembering back to the day that I bought it, or the day that it arrived in the mail, back when I was at university. I like got the game, and I like took a little flathead screwdriver to pry the dead battery off, and I bought another one and just kind of taped it back in. Public service announcement. Maybe don't do that. That's probably not the best thing for your cartridge. Yeah. So I think I might go back in this afternoon, get it done. Or tomorrow. We will have to see. Let's see. Kind of like this song. Yeah, so I'm thinking Streets of Rage for Wednesday, Breath of the Wild stream Tuesday. And, Yeah, that'll close out the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is my normal stream schedule. 11 o'clock Pacific time. So if you're around, let's hang out. And if you're not, that's okay. You can watch the VOD or don't. It's whatever. To my 2 viewers who it appears are watching, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Even if there was only one of you, even if there was only none of you, I would stream because I want to get better and it's kind of fun. So thank you for being here, as always. Yeah, I hope my friend comes on soon. I'm really interested to interview him about the Melee mod that just dropped. Oh, we got one more. Cool. Welcome in. Yeah, this I don't play Smash Bros. Melee. I'm actually pretty new to the Smash scene myself. My friends try to get me into it, but whenever people try to get me into a game, it just doesn't really work because I'm just like, oh, you guys have so much more experience playing this game. You basically grew up playing this, and you want me to just drop in, and you guys are already way ahead of me. So I was kind of annoyed. I'm like, whatever. That's why I don't play League of Legends, even though both my brothers do. And that's why I didn't really get into Smash 4. When, I was taking a class with 2 of my good buddies that I do the Tri-Wing podcast with. That being said, we are way overdue for an episode. I'm so bad about keeping up on that. But yeah, they would always be playing like Smash 4 or Smash Melee in the break room, and I'd be like, that's cool, but it's too hard for me. I tried to play it once at my friend's house, and he's like, yeah, you gotta like wave dash and like do all this stuff, and oh, you can cancel and do all this stuff, and I was like, what? I don't even know what moves I can do. So when Smash Ultimate dropped, I jumped right on the train. I'm like, sweet, everyone's starting from more or less square one. So I got the game right away. Been playing it for a while, so I'm pretty happy with, I can play the game pretty well now. I'm not, incredible or anything, but I can play the game. I can put up a good fight against my friends who've been playing Smash since, I think they played Brawl, but I have a bunch of other friends who played Melee. But yeah, this mod for the Melee community, because it's kind of weird, like, Melee is still huge. Like, Brawl is like, okay, it's kind of there. Oh, that's weird. My desktop audio just cut out. Well, hopefully my mic is still working. Though if my friend comes in, we won't be able to hear him. Oh, just kidding. It's still there. Whew, what a relief. I was streaming the New Game Plus Awards, and my desktop audio went out. And I had to shut down OBS, and I lost the stream, and I lost like 40 viewers. It sucks. That's okay though. There was still some people who watched it, so that was good enough. Anyways, yeah, this new mod, I have a very basic rudimentary understanding of it, but from what I understand, here, let me pull up what my friend wrote, because he may not make it today, and I'm not really qualified to talk about this on my own because I'm not a Melee player, unfortunately. Well, maybe fortunately, because that game is like the hardest thing. Oh, that game is insane. I played it a couple times, and like it's its own game. It's its own game. It makes sense why the community is still huge and very passionate about the game. Let's see. Where was it? I think it was here. Yeah. Alright, so let's pull it up here. Oh, wow, it was like all the way back in the day. Yeah, this must have dropped, dang, where was it? You gotta be freaking kidding me. No, that's not it. Ah, dang, this is embarrassing. Oh, there we go. Here it is. Yeah, this is by Leffen. I think I'm actually going to put a link to this in the chat. Copy link address. Am I going to try out Min Min? Absolutely, dude. Abso-freaking-lutely. Like, it's kind of funny when the announcement dropped. By the way, here is that link explaining about the Melee mod. It's online play, direct matchmaking. Yeah, so you basically just play on your PC. But anyway, yes. So it's kind of funny if you go back and watch the stream I had with my two buddies for the update, for the new character update. Like, I'll be honest, when I heard that it was going to be a ARMS character, I was like, you know, whatever. Maybe I'll just buy the fighter pass when they announce the second character, see if it's someone cool. You know, I had played ARMS when it was free to play for like maybe an hour or two. I just didn't like it because I was like, oh, whatever, this is its own thing. It's not for me. I like 2D fighters, and that's not a 2D fighter, it's a 3D fighter. But whatever. Yeah, that's why I don't play like Xenoverse or any of the Gundam fighters. Although there was a 2D Gundam fighter. I think it was for Gundam Wing back in the day. For the Famicom, I think. Super Famicom? I'll have to ask my friend. Anyway, yeah, so I'm like watching the direct. I'm like, okay, this is sort of cool. Mainly, I'm a Joker main, so I'm mainly just watching for the announcement of the amiibo, because my friends and I, we, you know, our whole team, we all we have these tournaments for amiibo, in addition to having like tournaments for each other. But we have like amiibo tournaments, so we'll train amiibo. It's no spirits. It's like spirits are banned, and I think I'm not sure. It's a new season for us, so I think that all of the amiibo that are, I think, like A+ tier and above, based on the tier list by, I think Amiibo Dojo. It's a good place for amiibo training guides. Those are banned. But anyway, that aside, am I gonna play Min Min? Yes, absolutely. When I was watching it, you know, I'm thinking in my head like, okay, here comes Spring Man, the most vanilla, boring looking character I can imagine. If you like Spring Man, then that's okay. You know, like what you like. You know, Spring Man or Ribbon Girl, I was like, I'm just here for the amiibos at the end of the day. Please let there be amiibos. Anyway, during the announcement, when I found out it was going to be Min Min, I was like, wait a minute. I actually don't dislike this character. This is actually kind of a neat character. And I think she fits really, really well in Smash with all the rest of the lineup. So my expectations were surpassed, I guess I could say, during the stream. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm pretty stoked to try her out. I think later this evening around 6. I might stream it. I'll have to see. I may be busy. I may be busy this evening with my other job. I'll have to see. But I absolutely am going to try her out. I feel kind of bad, though, because I feel like all of my mains are like DLC characters. Because I like Joker. I like Byleth. I guess my tertiary would be Cloud. Just because, you know, I loved just training his amiibo. And I know his moveset. It's a pretty simple moveset. He's been there since the beginning. But yeah, and then when Sakurai pulled out, like, those amiibos from behind his plant, that was so hype. He pulled out the Joker. And I'm expecting, like, you know, a generic Joker. I've been holding off on buying, like, a Joker, you know, Figma or whatever for a while. Because I really liked Persona 5, actually. So I've been holding off on buying like a little action figure of him because I don't like to have duplicate figures. It's like, why would I have like 3 Pikachus, you know? Even though actually I do have like more than 1 Pikachu. It's okay. They were gifts, and that's fine. I love them all. But yeah, I'm expecting a generic Joker, but they actually put in the blue flame underneath him. And that was such a nice touch. Transparent blue flame. Like, I'm so excited for that figure. I'm telling you guys right now, that figure is going to be sold out. Pre-order it. If you want it, you need to pre-order it. I'm telling you guys right now. Super important. If you want the Joker amiibo, Hero may sell out. He may. I'm telling you right now, though, Joker will sell out. Yeah, yeah, SSB Player 1. That Joker amiibo looks so good. Part of me was kind of hoping that we would get, like, Arsene in the background. But that's wishful thinking. That figure would cost, like, $20. That would be an expensive figure to make. And I think, honestly, I wonder if Nintendo, how much money they actually make off amiibos. Because they always sell out, and it seems like they don't make very many sometimes. I think that's how it was in the beginning. Now that they've made them for a while, I think that they've kind of got it down. Hero looks like Trunks, so he'll sell out too. That's true. He does. You know, honestly, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get a 4-pack for Hero. We may in the future. I doubt it, but we may. I'm still holding out hope because the Dragon Quest XI Hero is not my favorite. I like the original Dragon Quest one, the one with the spiky hair, and then I also like the one with the rat in his pocket. I think that's hilarious. Yeah, Nintendo often underestimates the fans. You're absolutely right. It can happen. It can happen. Edric, is that his name? Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So you know what? Actually, right. Okay. So it's Monday right now. For the 3 of you in here, I'm gonna do us all a favor. I'm gonna see if I can figure out if this pre-order's up anywhere right now. So let's find out. Joker amiibo pre-order. I'm probably gonna pre-order from Best Buy. Oh, I have such a horror story from pre-ordering from GameStop. I will tell you guys about it. Damn, Corona. Okay, so it looks like this is still the same. So right now, the only place you can pre-order it is Play Asia. I've ordered from them before. They're pretty good. I think they charge shipping. I feel like they do. Here, let's find out real quick. But $30, $28.99, that's too much. Like I'm saying right now, and a lot of people are saying the same thing. Probably you'd be safe to wait on this one. Wait for the North American release, because this is for the Japanese release. Is there free shipping? I don't see it. Yeah, their prices are a little ridiculous. Now, to be fair, sometimes, like, you don't have a choice. Like, there's some things that you just have to buy on Play Asia. Like, for example, yeah, there's no free shipping. Ah, rats. For example, my Guardian amiibo. This guy I had to get off Play Asia. No, wait, did I buy this off Amazon Japan? I don't remember. It was either Play Asia or Amazon Japan. This amiibo, you can't get unless you drop like $100 from the tertiary market, right? It's staying in the box forever. Anyways, getting back to these guys. It looks like Play Asia is the only one that has the pre-order up right now. I feel like Best Buy, Best Buy, Amazon. Amazon sells out pretty quick, though. Amazon, GameStop, etc. They're going to have their pre-orders soon-ish. Maybe, they say they're going to come out in the fall. So if I had to guess, I would say like, let's see, probably towards the end of July. I think that's when we're going to see North American pre-orders for these. But anyway, let me tell you guys a story about pre-ordering Let me tell you guys a story when I pre-ordered my Piranha Plant amiibo. Oh, this was such a nightmare. Oh my goodness, I could not believe this. I was shocked and appalled. Let me make my screen bigger. There we go. I was shocked and appalled. So what happened was I went to GameStop like months in advance, as soon as the pre-order dropped, really. Because the thing is, like, you know, if you remember, if you pre-ordered Smash Ultimate, you got the first DLC character for free. You got Piranha Plant for free. So anyway, I'm thinking like, oh, sick, dude. That's so funny. I'm going to main Piranha Plant. You know? Anyway, so I really wanted this amiibo. Because I'm like, that's a nice looking amiibo. It's pretty neat, you know? It looks great. Look at that. It's beautiful. Look at the detail. Gorgeous. Comes to life. Anyway, so I pre-order this Piranha Plant at GameStop. And I come back, they're like, hey, we have your pre-order in. And I'm like, okay. So I bring my receipt in. And they're like, oh, we made a mistake. We accidentally put you down for this other Piranha Plant item. It's not an amiibo, it's something else. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I paid for the Piranha Plant to me. He's like, yeah, in our system we made a mistake. We're really sorry. If you want, I can call the other locations and see if they have an extra one. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? This is ridiculous. What's going on here? So, anyway, I was so... And this was the day that he came out, too. And I was like, I know how these amiibos work. They sell out in seconds, you know? With a few exceptions. Anyway, I was, like, losing my mind at this point. I'm, like, in the drive-thru at In-N-Out, just chilling, like, damn it! Ugh. Why? Why, GameStop? Like, how could you mess this up for me? Anyway, I'm waiting to hear a call back from them saying like, oh yeah, it's in stock. Because I know a friend of mine also wanted this amiibo. So I'm like, well, you know. So I checked Fry's Electronics. If you're not from if you're not from San Diego. Oh, you had to wait a whole year and a half later to get him? Ah, rip, dude. That's AIDS. Anyway, so I'm in the drive-thru at In-N-Out, just on my phone. It was in the drive-thru, so it's okay. You know, I don't text and drive, but it's okay in the drive-thru because you're standing still. Anyway, yeah. So I'm like on a Best Buy's website, they're sold out. Target's website, they're sold out. I check Fry's, they have some in stock, and I'm like, what? Because nobody shops at Fry's anymore. Because I guess, I don't know, I think one of the stores is going out of business or something. Fry's Electronics. It might just be in Southern California. Anyway, yeah, so they had it in stock. So I ordered it, and I picked it up, like, I think a day or two later, and they had it. Meanwhile, GameStop calls me back, and they're like, yeah, sorry, we don't have any more in stock. Really sorry about that, man. And I'm like, yeah, sure you are. Okay. So... The moral of the story is this. Don't pre-order from GameStop unless there's a pre-order bonus. For example, Smash Ultimate had a pre-order bonus. It came with this awesome poster of... it had like the Smash logo on one side, and then it had a picture of Final Destination on the other side. One of the coolest posters I have. It comes with this poster, and that was the only way to get this poster. Was to pre-order the game from GameStop. And I'm like, I want the poster. And they're like, oh, well, while supplies last. So I'm like, gotta pre-order, man. So I pre-ordered the poster. I got the poster. It was such a madhouse in there. Like, we're like, oh, line up this way. Oh, just kidding. Line up this way. Just crowd the counter. And I'm like, ugh. I did get the poster, though. I will show it off. I'll show it off one of these days. Same with Link's Awakening. For Link's Awakening, I wanted the Dreamer Edition because I wanted that hardcover art book. Because you already know. Got to get the art book. Plus, the art for that game is phenomenal. It's truly beautiful. Not to mention the music was excellent as well. It was it wasn't, how do I put this? It was recorded. The music was recorded acoustically. It wasn't like synthesized. If that makes sense, if anyone's into music production. I'm pretty sure it was acoustic. For the most part, I can kind of tell if something's acoustic or not. Like, that aside, that's boring. Sorry. But yeah, you know, they had a poster for Link's Awakening, and I'm like, gotta get the poster. Dang. I got it. You know, we had to pre-order, fill out that stupid little survey to move yourself up in the pre-order checkout group, I guess. It's just a scheme for them to get your email and phone number. It's a scheme and scam, man. Anyways, moral of the story. Don't ever pre-order from GameStop unless you absolutely have to. Like, oh, here's another thing. Don't order from GameStop online either, because it's easy to make mistakes and it's impossible to cancel your order if you make a mistake. For me, I accidentally ordered 2 copies of the Steelbook for Persona 5 Royal. So I was like $60 in the hole after that. But luckily they still took my return, which was nice. I got cash for it, which was... yeah. Anyways. I don't like dealing with GameStop. It's cumbersome. It's archaic. And it's just not very pleasant. And that's not really the fault of the people that work there. It's more so the fault of the system itself. Although that one person that screwed up my pre-order for Piranha Plant, like... Sorry GameStop, whatever GameStop that was. You lost a customer. I've never bought from that GameStop again. I go to a different GameStop. The UK has better special editions of Link's Awakening. Yes! Oh my goodness, what the heck? We got scammed. I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick. I'll be right back. Allergies. Yeah. What a ripoff. The UK got a steel and I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was the same price as ours. UK's been getting some really banger special editions though, especially the special edition for what was it? Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Yeah, it was more expensive, I think. But they got a vinyl disc of the soundtrack on vinyl. Like, who does that? UK exclusive. I love the UK. I love the UK. I love all my fans from the UK. All one of you that may or may not exist. But screw you guys, dang it. Why do you get all the cool stuff? Oh, man. The UK gets more love than... Yeah, they do. It doesn't surprise me, though, because the US, like... Everyone's like... Gotta censor these things. We don't really like these games and have fan service. It's toxic masculinity. You know what? Those people are the problem. You are the problem. No, but yeah, the UK. It happens in the UK too. What am I saying? I don't know why we don't get the cool stuff. It's such a pain if you're a collector, like, and you're just missing out on all this cool stuff. You know, it's like, man, what can you do? There's not a whole lot you can do unless you want to pay a lot in shipping and. Man. Anyways, good job to the UK. I think even the Japanese version of Xenoblade Chronicles They didn't get a vinyl, but they got a CD. They got a CD soundtrack. We got, okay, so they got the game, the art book, and the CD soundtrack. The UK got the vinyl, a poster, the game, and the art book. We got the art book, the game, and a slip case. Man. Why does America always come in last when it comes to this stuff? We should be coming in first. I mean, no offense if you live somewhere else. That's fine, but I want to support my team. Team USA. Like, why are we always coming in last? Because they know that we're a bunch of freaking toxic people over here. Toxic fandom. Freaking SJWs, man. Anyways. You know what else, though? Okay, so this goes back to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. My personal favorite between the two. That's something that... Actually, I know I made a video about that. If you want, you can go back and check my video. Yeah, well, yeah, we have a larger audience. That's right. Yeah, go back and check my video. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition versus Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Spoiler alert, I do like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 a little better. But anyway, the special edition for that game was cool. It came with an art book, a hardcover art book. And it came with, I think it came with a soundtrack, which, by the way, it was a great soundtrack for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Steelbook, beautiful. And just the whole package itself, beautiful piece. Gorgeous piece, absolutely. But I want to show you guys something. Okay, so I'm going to have to pull this up. Now, I happen to have, and I'm not going to disclose how I have this because I'm not trying to incriminate myself. But I happen to have a digital version of the North American, or I guess the English version of the art book for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Yeah. So, anyway, let me see if I can pull it up here. Oh shoot, that's the wrong hard drive. Anyway, okay. So, where was I going with this? I happen to have a digital copy because the thing is, in the States, the only way to get the art book was to buy the $100 special edition, the collector's edition. Nowadays, if you want that collector's edition, it costs you like $200 maybe. It's expensive. It's an awesome game. It makes sense. It's a nice collector piece though. So if you do end up getting it, like, don't feel bad that you drop coin on it because it's good. Anyways, okay, so ebooks. I have a digital version of the art book that we got. It's a little tricky to show this on stream or on a screen, but I will try. Because the thing is, that was the only way to get the art book in America. In Japan, hold on a second. Special edition Nintendo Power. Come on. In Japan, you could buy the art book separately. It's not a hardcover. It is a soft cover. But I paid like 3,000 yen for this, so about $30. So I'm going to show you guys that. Actually, that's not a good place to put that. I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to show you the version of the North American one that I have, and I'm going to show you the Japanese one. Because the comparison speaks volumes. So, okay, let's see. Art books. Okay, Share. Okay. Tron Legacy. Zero Dawn. This one. Okay. So, this is the North American art book. So, as you can see, they also included scans of the special edition. As you can see, this is such a gorgeous piece of art. This box art here, absolutely beautiful. One of my all-time favorite pieces. This is the cover. This is the cover and the inside cover of the... well, that actually makes a lot of sense considering where I got this book. I mean, where I got this book from a friend of mine. I don't know where he got it from. Anyway, so you have the 220. They changed that. Okay, here's the thing. This book right here, if I scroll all the way to the end of it. Oh, sorry. Oops. This book is... Okay, why the... Okay. 219 pages, this book. This book is 219 pages. Hardcover. It's a smaller art book. It's about this big. I've seen it. It's about this big. It's like maybe half the size of a book. This book is bigger. This book is bigger. The pages are larger. This book has... Hang on. I'll skip the glossary. This book has almost 320 pages. I think 315 pages of art content, excluding the index or the extra. I'm not fluent in Japanese yet, so this stuff in the back, it's just a bunch of, and probably credits. Anyway, so here's the thing. Go back to page 1 here. Not only are you skipping out on a bunch of pages, but the content, you're missing out on a ton of you're missing out on a ton of the art that was in the game. And, well, I'll be honest, it kind of makes sense why, because they wanted to censor this book. Because, the thing is, when you draw art, like, this is the best example I can give. Do I have anything cube-shaped here? Okay, well, I'll use this. So, for the most part, here, let me make my screen bigger for you. For the most part, this Pokeball is a circle, right? Now, if somebody told you, I want you to draw this, and you're a beginner, that doesn't really make sense. It would be insanely difficult. You wouldn't have an understanding. First, you have to learn how to draw this so you can understand how that's interacting with this shape up here, okay? How it's interacting with this. So, it's the same with human forms. That's why a lot of artists have to draw like nude models first before they draw them with clothes on, or models with, like, I guess spandex on or something. I don't know. I never got that far when I was an art student, so good thing, because that would have been really uncomfortable. Oops. And trust me, from what I've heard from other art students, there's a lot of really gross art models out there. But that's okay. That's fine. Everyone's beautiful in their own way. Or something. I don't know. I don't care. Anyway, so this here's... Okay, let me show you first. This here is Poppy, right? Or Hana, if you prefer the Japanese. These are all the pages we have of her, okay? So, okay, here's her basic design. Very robotic on this one. A little more human on this one. Here's her clothes. Just her clothes. Here's some expressions. Here, okay, and then here we go. Moving on. So, here's the thing. Like, look at all this, all these details. Okay, now, I'm going to show you guys the Japanese one. Okay, right in the beginning. I'll try to hold up to the screen. It's a little tricky because Japanese books always have these dust jackets on them. And it's funny, they're not like North American dust jackets, they're like really nice dust jackets. Okay, here we go. So you remember those 2 pages we saw of Poppy from the other one? Here is her pages multiple in the Japanese art book. Okay, I'm gonna take this piece off, 'cause this is freaking dust covers, man. Alright. This should be a little easier. Here's her pages here. As you can see, you get more drawings, more expressions. I apologize if the quality's not super great. You get these artist notes. They didn't bother to translate these in the North American edition because that would have been a lot of work. The only part they translated was the preface, the beginning part. Here's page 2 of Poppy. Look at all that. Look at all that concept art. Look at all that. Look at all these drawings that you're missing out in the other edition. And then here's page 3. More drawings. Here's page 4. If anybody's wondering what kind of undergarments she wears, the information is all there. And the thing is, it's important because, you know, when you have to draw a character, you got to know everything about the character. Here's another page of Poppy. Look how much more we got here than in the freaking North American version. Oh yeah, and then here's another one. Look at that. Look at that. It looks great. Got all this cool artwork, and then that's the end of it for Poppy anyway. But that's the case throughout the entire book. Like, there's just more. Like, the thing is, if you've played the game, you'll understand what I'm saying. Every single rare blade, their artwork is in this book. In the North American book, you get just the main story blades, which is, it's a shame because there's a lot of really excellent character design in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's a shame, it really is. Like, why did they change it? Possibly to be cheaper. Possibly because they didn't want to hear whiny, virtue signaling Americans complaining like, oh, that's inappropriate. I don't know. It could have been one of many reasons. Many reasons. But that's just how it is. That's just how it is these days. It's a shame, but that's the world we live in. Fortunately, we live in the internet era. So, I bought this off of Amazon Japan. Yes, I had to pay like $6 shipping. But it was worth it because you can't get this any other way. Easily one of my favorite art books. Oops. Oh, I totally just bit that. Alrighty. Honestly. Alright, let's pull this drive out. Yeah. Very often, the Nintendo's real fans, like, we get screwed because of, you know, people who hate fun. People who hate fun and hate cool things want to ruin it for the rest of us. That's why. That's why. Honestly. Oh, boy. Let's see, so. Anyway. That's my little rant on art books. If you want the best art book you can get, the only way is to go through Japan. And it's not hard. Ordering through Amazon Japan is actually very easy because they have an English version of their site. So, you just change the language to English. Everything's still going to be in yen. But, an easy way to think about it, 100 yen, give or take, is about $1. So 1,000 yen is 10. 10,000 yen is 100. So just an easy, just a quick tip for anybody who might be interested. Incidentally, the Good Smile figures of Hikari and Homura, Pyra and Mithra, went back for pre-order. They were getting re-released on online. Like it had been announced at some toy convention or something. They were getting re-released. And the thing is, like, these figures, they run about a little less than $200 a pop. But if you were to buy them from the secondary market, they're like $400 to $600, which is insane. So I had to pre-order one from Amazon Japan because that's the only place you can get them. So that should be coming January of next year. Nice thing about Amazon, though, is they don't charge you. If you pre-order something, they don't charge you until it ships. So it's nice. So if later on I decide, oh, wow, that was a really bad financial decision. I would never say that, because that's probably the best financial decision I've ever made. But if for whatever reason I do, I just go cancel the order. I didn't even spend any money yet, so it's fine. Yeah. I don't think my friend's gonna make it today, unfortunately. But all the information is in that video that I put in the chat. So if you're interested in the Smash update, go check out that guy's video. Give him some love. All that. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just not an authority. I don't really have the authority to really talk about it, because I don't know enough about the community to really say, because I'll probably just say something wrong, and then I'll get 100 people like, oh, no, that's wrong, you're the worst. I'm like, sorry, man, I don't know. Yeah, anyway. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the news. Make sure everybody's up to date. So, there's nothing new in the news. New Game Plus, or Summer Game Fest. PS5 prices, that's a good topic. We can talk about that in a second. Yeah, New Game Plus Expo was a joke. It was a joke. It was such a letdown. They kept advertising like, oh, Crash Bandicoot's gonna be at the New Game Plus Expo, guys. And that was basically the highlight. And it was cool, but it wasn't that exciting, Anyway, yeah, the PS5 prices. So there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of different places that have been putting like placeholder prices for the PS5. One thing we can estimate for sure, not like 100% sure, but we can be very confident in this guess, because this is a trend we've seen the whole way through. The CD drive version is probably going to be about $100 more than the digital only version. Now, I'm only going to be buying the CD version because physical media is king. I do not trust digital. Physical media is king. That's one of the main core beliefs of this channel. Physical media is king. Anyway, yeah, we can say with confidence that the CD drive version is going to be about $100 more than the digital only version. Now, here's the thing: we've seen some websites list the PS5 for like $600 or $700 as a placeholder. Let's see. Does Best Buy have it up? We know for a fact it's coming out holiday 2020. Okay. Hold on a second. I want to make sure I have my numbers right. Okay. So, yeah, we've seen prices of $600-$700. My personal prediction, what it's gonna be, I think we're gonna see the digital version go for $400 and the CD version go for $500, possibly $550 or $570. It could be less than $100 difference. I know I said we can kind of guess that it's going to be $100 difference. I don't know. It's hard to say. Okay, if I were to keep the numbers nice and even, I'm going to guess $400 for the PS5 digital, $500 for the PS5 with the CD drive. With the Blu-ray drive, basically. Because that's the nice thing about PlayStation. And that was their advertising point from the beginning. It's PlayStation. It does everything. Starting with the PS3. Can it play Blu-rays? Yes. Can it play DVDs? Yes. Can it play audio CDs? Yes. PS4 does all that too. It would be a huge bummer if the PS5 did not do that. Because the thing is, like... Okay, we're going to go off into a tangent here for a second, but... A lot of these special edition games come with soundtracks on CD, you know? Yeah, you know, not everyone can afford to mail you a vinyl or get a vinyl made, but yeah, CD is the next best thing, right? So a lot of them come with this free little CD, like my deluxe edition for Final Fantasy VII Remake came with a little mini soundtrack CD. I don't have a CD player. I mean, I probably do somewhere, but I guess in my car. But yeah, you know, it's nice to have something that can play CDs. That's what the PlayStation does. Nintendo doesn't do that. PlayStation does that. You know? I think Xbox might do that, but why would you buy an Xbox if you can build a PC? Like, Xbox is basically just a capped PC. That aside. Yeah, so... I guess you kind of get what you pay for, because, you know, not only do you save internal memory by having it on by having physical media, you also get a Blu-ray player, assuming that the PS5 can do all that. I'm sure it can. I'd be surprised if it couldn't. You got a Blu-ray player, a DVD player, and a CD player. That's not bad. I mean, you know, it'd be nice if it was a little cheaper than $100 difference, but that's fine, you know? To be honest, though, this is probably the last PlayStation 5 the last PlayStation that I'm going to buy. Because I have been routinely disappointed in Sony because of their rampant censoring of video games. It's just irritating, you know? Like... Let me give you an example from there's a site that I like for news. It's called let me pull it up here. It's called The Geek Getaway. They did a story on Sony's they don't have a search feature. Oh man. This came out on the 19th, so I think I can probably find it. Here it is. An inside source reveals Sony's censorship policy against anime in particular. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight a couple points here. So Sony often instructs publishers not to reveal what was altered or removed. I wonder why. Because once, you know, let's say some game comes out on PlayStation and Switch, and we all know that the Switch doesn't censor. It's also region free, which is really nice. And we know that Sony does. If they both cost the same, which system do you think I'm going to buy? The censored one, or the game for the censored system, or the one for the non-censored version? Obviously the non-censored version, because why would I pay the same price for less material? Okay. So this is, to be fair, this is from an anonymous source. But It makes so much sense. There was an example they actually listed. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Sony. Okay, so the latest game to come down the pipeline is Aokana, and the publisher P-Cube wasted no time in letting potential customers know that it would indeed be censored for the PS4. Another one growing in the pile of circumstantial evidence that Sony censors their stuff. So they didn't, apparently this company didn't want to say more than that, but they let people know right away, like, yeah, it's going to be censored on the PS5. They didn't say nothing about the Switch, though. So guess what? Guess what this company is going to see when they look at the sales for this game, right? Guess what they're going to see? They're going to see Switch sales like this and PlayStation sales like this. The Switch version sales of this game are going to vastly outsell. Now, there's a very important point I want to make here that this article makes that I disagree with. This point right here. Okay, I'm just going to read the paragraph. So the most disheartening thing I was told by my inside source was that Sony's American office, they're the ones that make all the calls, by the way. Douchebags. Sony's American office calls all the shots. So no amount of pleading to Sony's Japanese office will reverse the policy. Even boycotting censored anime games will do nothing but allow Sony's American branch to claim that Americans don't like anime games and that this is why these censored games didn't sell. It's Sony America's branch that has deemed anime games unacceptable for Western audiences, and there isn't a dang thing you can do about it. I disagree with this because there is. Because companies like this that do this, that announce, oh, this game, it's coming to the Switch and the PlayStation, but it's going to be censored on the PlayStation. When Sony says, oh, I guess Western audiences don't really like anime games because they don't sell, you know. When they try to make that claim, companies like this can come forward and be like, well, actually, people bought it on the Switch. And because, you know, also, we announced that it was going to be censored on the PlayStation. So there's probably not a ton that can be done from outside of Sony. The only way that this could be changed, the only way that, you know, Sony can really redeem themselves in the future is if the generations of people going into work for them, like eventually if this whole social justice warrior crap dies out, as I think it will, because it's self-destructive. It's a movement that's going to destroy itself. It's the only way is to just wait it out. Wait for these idiots to and these weirdos to just die out or just, you know, fall apart. And then eventually normal people will get back in and hopefully salvage what remains of the company. But we're still a ways from that. Fortunately, Nintendo has not sold out yet to the mob. So that's promising. Yeah. Sony. Really makes me mad, you know, because there's some games that are exclusive to PlayStation still, which, like, okay, for example, Persona 5, any of the Persona games, you can only play those on PlayStation console. Well, PC now. Literally, like, a couple weeks ago, they announced it. Persona 4 Golden is coming to PC. That's awesome, by the way. Good job, Atlas, Sega Atlas. Please keep doing that. Please bring it to Switch. Yeah, Sony will copy Nintendo again. Honestly, if you look at the I think the PS3 or the PS4, when they came out with that little remote control, guess where I've seen that before? With that weird little bubble on it. Looks just like this. Guess who thought of it first? Nintendo. Yeah. Anyways. Sony, why? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, well, exclusive games. Like, for example, Sony. I mean, Persona. I mean, yeah, Catherine Full Body is on the Switch now. I don't care about that. I was hoping that we would get either Sonic for Sonic's 29th birthday announced on the New Game Plus Expo, or a Western release date for Persona 5 Scramble. Nintendo having big brain moves. Yeah! Nintendo's king right now. Like, this PS5 hype is not gonna last forever. It's gonna die, you know? Switch hype lasts. Like, I'm still excited for the Switch, you know? I have a Switch. My brothers have Switch lights. I'm still excited about Switch stuff, you know? Like, whenever there's a Nintendo Direct, it's super hype. Whenever there's a PlayStation... What are they called? PlayStation State of Play or something? PlayStation announcement, I'm always like, I guess I'll watch it, you know? Anyway, yeah, bring Persona to the Switch. Well, we have Persona 5 Scramble coming to the Switch. Hopefully we get a Western release date soon. I really want to play that game in English. Because I downloaded the demo on my Japanese account. And I can kind of figure out what they're saying, but it's rough. It's pretty tough because they talk really fast, you know? We need a Western release date. I need the subs. Where's the subtitles? Anyway, another example. Like, okay, this year, 2020. Let me think, actually. 2020. Yeah, I hope they announce a Nintendo Direct too, man. Like, oh, dude. It is so dry in the video game news area right now. Like, there's nothing. There's nothing. All we can do is just sit and hope for something. And we all know this next Nintendo Direct is going to be insane. We could hear about Metroid Prime 4. We could hear about Breath of the Wild 2. We could hear about, what else? Oh, No More Heroes 3. Another Smash character. Yeah, July is coming up after Paper Mario. There's literally no games after that. Yeah, you're right. So it would make sense for us to get a Direct in July. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, you know, okay, so this year, this year, let me think of the games that I've bought. Let me go grab them real quick. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna step over there for a second. Okay, PlayStation games. Oops, and there it goes. Why? Okay, Xenoblade Chronicles. Houses, Definitive Edition. Okay. So, I was gonna make a point. But I think my point is gonna fall through. Well, no. Okay, I have to explain this right. So, okay, I was gonna show a pile of Switch games that I bought this year compared to PlayStation games, but it's a little tricky with pre-orders. So, the Switch games that I bought this year, 2020, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I did not buy Animal Crossing, but that game it's a winner. I know for sure. Like, a lot of people really, really love that game. So Animal Crossing, which I didn't buy, but I may buy it later. We know for a fact No More Heroes is coming out this year, they said. Last year at E3. Hopefully it's still this year. I pre-ordered Streets of Rage for the Nintendo Switch. It was on other platforms. I wanted it on the Switch because I wanted to play it on the Switch. Streets of Rage, Shantae and the Seven Sirens. What else? I really hope we get Persona 5 Scramble this year on the Switch. That would make my day if it was like announced for holiday 2020 at least. Oh man, if not earlier. What else? I guess Smash DLC you can consider because that's money, you know. Like the fighter pass is like $30. It's a decent amount of money. Point is, there's more games coming likely this year on the Switch that I am going to buy. Because I like... sorry, I forgot. Captain Tsubasa, Rise of New Champions. That game looks awesome. Even though it's by Bandai Namco and there might be microtransactions. I mean, they made Dragon Ball FighterZ, which I really like. So, hopefully, they won't be like... It's not EA. It's not FIFA, so that's good at least. Again, Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions, it's on Switch and it's on PlayStation. I'm going to get it on the Switch. Because not only is PlayStation Online like $60 a year and Nintendo's is $20, I like playing the system better. You know, they don't censor. I like their policies better. I don't like Sony. I mean, okay, they make good electronics. These headphones are Sony's, you know, PlayStation is Sony. Actually, no, well, it's tricky because you can't throw out the baby with the bathwater, I think is how the saying goes. So Sony of America is in charge of the PlayStation console. But I don't think they're in charge of, like, PlayStation electronics as a whole. I'm not 100% on that, don't quote me. Anyway, these are the games that I bought... Oops. Dang, slip covers, man. These are the games that I bought for PlayStation this year. And these are probably the only games that I'm going to buy for PlayStation this year. Unless we get an announcement for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 for holiday this year. But I think it's going to be early next year at the earliest. Although Square Enix has announced, they said all the announcements we were going to make during E3, if E3 were happening this year, we'll be making during July and August. So we might hear something about it. I really hope they don't delay on making Part 2 because the groundwork's already there. The engine's already there for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm ready for the rest. Anyway, this is what I bought this year. Sakura Wars, a reboot of a classic title that was on the Sega Genesis. And most of the games in the series didn't come to the West. There were a couple that did. I was lucky and I nabbed one of the last copies of the Day 1 edition. It's got this beautiful reversible cover. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's an action RPG / dating sim, so it's pretty neat. Here's another game I bought this year: Persona 5 Royal Steelbook Edition. Turn-based RPG / dating sim. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Although, to be fair, I think I pre-ordered this late last year, but I picked it up this year, I think. Yeah, that sounds right. Although, I'm not 100% sure when I pre-ordered. I think I pre-ordered this last year, but I picked it up this year. We'll count it. Sony needs a handicap. We'll count it. So that's 3. That's 3. Compared to Nintendo, who has more than 3. Xenoblade Chronicles, Streets of Rage, Shantae 7 Sirens. Those are all 3 games that I've already paid for, by the way. They're coming. Captain Tsubasa, that's coming this year. I haven't paid for that yet. What else? Captain Tsubasa. No More Heroes 3. Fighter Pass. That's already 6. Well, if we include Fighter Pass, that's 6. Assuming we don't hear, like, Metroid 4 is coming later or something. We may. Oh, Paper Mario 2. I might pick that one up. I've never played Paper Mario before. I might give it a try. I'm pretty sure that the stack of Nintendo games at the end of this year, I think I'll do another stream in December, like the end of December, with a stack of the Nintendo games that I've bought and a stack of the PlayStation games that I've bought, and we'll see which one's higher. And you know what? I'll be nice. I'll even let PlayStation use the deluxe edition box for this. Give them a little boost. Anyway. Yeah, those are the games that I bought on PlayStation versus Switch. Honestly, I think Switch takes the cake. I think they win. So, PlayStation better figure themselves out, honestly. Did I put in the description that we were going to talk about Dragon Ball? I was hoping to have somebody in here with me over audio, but I guess they couldn't make it. That's okay. I'll just give it a quick overview. Oh, by the way, Guilty Gear is on sale on Steam right now. I'll actually open up my Steam account and show you guys. Steam. Yeah, Guilty Gear Rev 2. Guilty Gear Xrd. Okay, I'll share my screen here. Yeah, it's on sale. We got some pretty good sales here. I had never played this game before. I have a fight stick that I modified to have like better parts and stuff. I made it for Dragon Ball FighterZ, which my little brother took with him to college, so I haven't had much of a chance to use my fight stick, but I figured, okay, $11 for the deluxe edition, which includes all the DLC characters. That's good enough. So I got it. $11, $12. Pretty cheap, considering it used to be a $60 game. It looks nice. It's really, really hard. I'm going to have to learn it. But it's a neat game. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Let's check Dragon Ball FighterZ. Let's see if any of the DLC went on. The DLC for Dragon Ball FighterZ never goes on sale. Which bums me out because it's expensive. Alright, so Dragon Ball FighterZ is $15. That's okay. Oh, wow. Fighter Pass 2 is on sale. And Broly's only $3. I hope that's the case on the Switch, because since my brother took our freaking game, I had to buy it on the Switch. I honestly do agree that Nintendo Special Editions of first and third parties are better than others. I'm not sure what you mean. Nintendo Special Editions of first and third parties. Special edition. Oh, you mean like first and third party games. Okay, so like Nintendo games and like, Sega games or whatever. That's fair, honestly. That's pretty fair. Like my special edition of Final Fantasy VII that's probably the nicest special edition PlayStation game that I have. Well, okay, my brother got a special edition of Hollow Knight, and it looks really good. That would be the only other case, I guess. But yeah, anyway, FighterZ, looks like it's on sale. I'm probably not going to buy it on PC because I already own it on PlayStation and Switch. I can't believe the Fighter Pass is like 50% off. That's pretty good. I hope it's on sale on the eShop too, because I'd like to buy it there. I'll have to tell my brother. I hope it'll stay on sale for a while, because I've been meaning to try some of these new characters. $250 for Broly from Dragon. Whoop. Sorry about that. Yeah, $250 for Broly. That's not bad from Dragon Ball Super. Honestly, it's not a bad sale. And then Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, 50% off on sale. For the, let's see, the deluxe edition season pass. See, I'm very, very hesitant to order this game or buy it on, well, just buy it, because I don't know if if they're in the future. As of right now, it doesn't look like there are, but I'm very wary that there might be microtransactions. I'm a little nervous that may be the case. So, $35 is not a bad price for the game, honestly. Although, to be honest, I kind of wanted to play this on PlayStation, just because I feel like I'll enjoy the controller, you know, the interface experience better. Yeah, I don't know. I like Dragon Ball Z a lot. A lot of people do. It's a cool series. Yeah, that's the main things I'm keeping my eye on Steam as of right now. I'm gonna check in a minute, see if it's on sale on the Switch store. I can check right now. Sorry, I don't have my Switch hooked up to my Elgato at the moment, so I'll just kind of check it real quick. Guilty Gear Exard. Yeah. Okay. Oh, shoot, that was the wrong thing. Ooh. It is nice having touch controls on the Switch, but sometimes a controller is just better. Sometimes it's nice to have that tactile feeling. Anyways, we've been going for about almost 2 hours. That's a pretty decent stream. I'm going to check the eShop real quick, let you guys know. And then I think I'm going to call it for today. My voice is getting kind of tired. Tomorrow's going to be Breath of the Wild and chill. And Wednesday, hopefully we will have Streets of Rage in, so we can play it. Try it out. If not, we'll probably play Sakura Wars. We will have to see. Oops. Alright. Oops. Shoot. Okay. Okay. Oh, Dragon Ball FighterZ anime music pack? Does this come with Dragon Soul by Vic Mignogna? I like that song. Doesn't even say what songs are on here. Oh, I guess that song was only used for Dragon Ball Z Kai. Let's look this up real quick. Whoops. Oh shoot. What have I done? Nope. No. Wow, that's the worst. Can I use a PC? Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay. All right. Let's see. Songs included. Okay. Hero. Dragon Soul is in this one. You know what, though? I'd be surprised if we got the English version because Vic Mignogna sings it, and everyone's like, Vic Mignogna's toxic. No, he's not. That dude's awesome. But it makes sense because his voice acting isn't used in the Dragon Ball Super Broly either. They got another guy, which is... it's too bad. He's one of the best voice actors ever. He voiced Edward Elric, a couple other people. What a fickle industry that is. Let's see. This is Anime Music Pack. Oh, that's for Anime Music Pack 2 that has Dragon Soul. Okay. Yeah, I'd be surprised if it... Man, I like the English version. Dang it. Yeah, looks like none of the DLC is on sale on the Switch yet. Let me check the PlayStation Store. Oh, this is the PlayStation Store. Okay. Let me check the PlayStation Store real quick. And then we can call it a day. My throat's super dry. I hope it's on sale. Okay. You can just buy Android 21. I already have Android 21. Because I played through the freaking story mode. $15 for the music pack? Like, man, that's a lot. It'll go on sale, though. That's something that I feel like is going to go way down in price. Let's see. I would like to try Android 17. I hear he's good. I hear Zamasu's pretty good, too. Fused Zamasu, I guess. Jiren looks awesome. Kefla looks like she might be fun, too. Bardock might be cool. I had no hype whatsoever when they announced base Goku and Vegeta. I'm sorry, I just don't care enough. Yeah. I'm excited to play Dragon Ball Super Broly, though. He looks pretty cool. I was dumb. I bought the regular Dragon Ball. I bought the regular Broly for the game. I was like, oh, maybe this will be cool. I didn't know at the time they were going to release a Dragon Ball Super version, so I just threw $5 in the trash, basically. That's a shame. That's okay, though. I'm sure I'll use them. Honestly, I like this game because it's really easy. Like, okay, yes, it's difficult when you get to a more advanced level, but it's really easy to just it's really easy to just have a button mashing type game. You know, it's not difficult to learn. You have light, medium, and heavy attacks, and then you have a special attack on your X, or your bottom button. The controls are super simple. Anyone can play this game, and everybody loves Dragon Ball. So it's a lot of fun to play with people who just, who just want to have fun and play as their favorite Dragon Ball characters. It's a great game to have, like, going if you're having, like, a party or something, I guess. You just have a bunch of people over hanging out, like, hey, let's play some Dragon Ball. I feel Smash. I mean, maybe this is just my experience. I feel Smash, even though I play it more. It's a little bit harder for new players because there's so many moves. Like, for Dragon Ball FighterZ, you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. 3 basic attacks. No, 4 basic attacks. You have a guard break. You have a guard. And you have a couple other moves. Smash, you have like up air, down air, back air, forward tilt, backward tilt, up tilt, down tilt, jab, special, sometimes forward special, down special, up special, sometimes a back special, I think. Shield, grab. What else? I think it covers it all. There's a lot of different things, and I think Smash is a really, really complex game. In addition to the fact that there's a platforming element. There's no platforming element here. You can't fall off this stage, You just play as your favorite. This, in my opinion, this game is the best format for, like, a Dragon Ball video game. I haven't played Kakarot yet. I'd like to. It looks cool. But as of right now, I'd have to say this game looks like it's going to be, in my opinion, the best way to play Dragon Ball on a video game. Because that's what Dragon Ball is. It's an anime about fighting, Who's going to be the strongest fighter? People, when I was a kid in high school, we'd always talk about, like, oh, who would win between, like, Goku and, who was it? Or no, it was like, who would win between, like, I don't know, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. I don't even think he has that transformation. But we were kids. We didn't know any better. We were like, who would win between, like, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta and, like, Frieza's third form or something. Like, we'd always have these conversations like, well, I don't know, he's pretty powerful. Or, like, who would win between, like, Android 17 and I don't know, Piccolo, Sometimes these fights don't happen in the show, but with a game like this, you can see for yourself, I always thought it was a cool idea. Plus, I gotta say, like, I love the character they added, like Android 21. Love that character. So cool. I kind of wish you could fight. I kind of wish you could fight with her when she has, like, the lab coat on, because I think that'd be really cool. Maybe someday they'll release, like, a DLC for it, like Android 21 Doctor version or something. That'd be neat. It's a shame it's only on sale on Steam. Man. Ultra Instinct Goku looks cool too. Man. Why is the DLC so expensive for fighters, man? So expensive. Man. Anyways, looks like people are clearing out of here. I'm going to call it for today. Thanks for hanging out. Come back again tomorrow, 11 o'clock Pacific time, for Breath of the Wild playthrough. And that's it. Take it easy.